Can't get enough Molloy College athletics? Tune in 15 minutes prior to every Lions home game for the Molloy Lions pregame show. Stats, analysis, and interviews to get you set for the game. It's the Molloy Lions pregame show, and it starts 15 minutes prior to every home game right here on your home for Molloy College athletics, www.molloylions.com.
MolloyLions.com is your official broadcast home for Molloy College athletics. Hear all the exciting action of every Molloy Lions game live right here on MolloyLions.com. Remember, your home for Molloy College athletics is www.MolloyLions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Come down to Jake's for happy hour every Monday through Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 to 7 p.m. $4 mixed drinks, $5 select house wines by the glass, $4 select domestic beer, and $5 select craft beers. Looking for some delicious food? Jake's Sunset Special features a price-fixed menu Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., 3 courses for just $24.95. Friday night at Jake's is prime rib night, a delicious 26-ounce prime rib with popover, mashed potatoes, and dessert, all for just $49. Can't get enough? Well, Jake's does brunch too. Sunday mornings receive free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for $10. And don't forget, you get 10% off at Jake's Monday through Saturday with a Lions Land card. Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East.
This is the home for Molloy College athletics, www.molloylions.com. Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premises catering to suit all of your catering needs. And now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Plus, at Casey's, get 10% off with a valid Molloy ID. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
Good afternoon and welcome on into Quealy Gymnasium as it's time once again for some Molloy Lions Women's College Basketball. Hello everybody, I'm Andrew Fertitta, and alongside will be my partner in crime for today's broadcast, and I'll hand it off to him for the second of this doubleheader against the Bridgeport Purple Knights as the men's team will take action. It'll be Joe Hutter and Andrew Fertitta, and I'll bring in Joe right now. We're looking at this Molloy Lions team, Joe. They're 8-16, 7-9 inside the ECC, and last time out they lost to those Queens College Knights 49-57.
Well, it was a tough loss for Molloy. If you take a look at it, Drew, it's really the tale of two games for them. The first quarter and a half, they were fairly dominant, only gave up 5 points in that first quarter, so really played stout defensively, and then allowed Queens to kind of creep back in. You know, they blew a 12-point lead and outscored by 8 in that second quarter, and then the third quarter was really, you know, Queens establishing dominance and eventually coming away with the victory. So they have to get better and really play a 40-minute game here today, Andrew, as we take a look at some of the leaders from that game. Kimani Jackson had 17 points and 7 boards. Allie Lethbridge had 10 points. Aaliyah McDonald also with 10 points in the contest. But when you turn the ball over 19 times and you don't play efficient defense for 40 minutes and you only do it for less than a half, you're going to allow a team like Queens to, sneak back into the game and eventually come away with the victory. And Queens also a very tall team the other night, out-rebounded Molloy on the offensive glass 19-7. You can't give up that many rebounds against. They got shattered on the glass, no pun intended there. But Queens, a good team with a lot of good players, and you take a look at what they were able to do in that second half, and Molloy just has to be more consistent here tonight.
Absolutely. Talking about the rebounding battle, it's not going to get much easier tonight as they're going up against this Bridgeport Purple Knights club that are averaging 40 rebounds per game, something that Molloy has struggled with. Their last in the ECC in rebounds right now. How do you think you go up against a team, like you said last time, in Queens, that's bigger than you and deeper inside? Do you just go for the run and gun?
Well, I think you have to play a little deeper. Now, Molloy, as we know, not the deepest of teams. Maggie Solomon, before last game, had a couple of double-digit efforts in a row, 16 points in her 2 games before that, so she had been heating up. But when you have some smaller players, Grady, Hampton, Jackson is probably the best rebounder on the team from a tenacity standpoint. Left foot, sure, she can pull down boards, but I think you have to go a little deeper. Maybe you go onto the bench, Shantana Canhoy, another person who exhibits some aggressive characteristics and is able to, whip down the boards when she's in the game. You need a little more physicality, and when you see that ball go up, you make sure you have to you make sure that you get yourself into a position to pull down the rebounds, because when you can steal some extra possessions for yourself on the offensive end and limit the other team from getting those second, third, and even fourth opportunities like we saw 2 nights ago, you're going to be a lot more successful.
Absolutely. And you look at the ECC as it stands right now, Molloy is in that 6th spot. They have that last spot in the standings. Right under them is the team they'll face tonight, the Bridgeport Purple Knights at 6-9. So this has a lot of ramifications on what we can see going towards conference finals and what teams are going to make it. Right now you see NYT in that first spot, 16-1. They're just having a banner year. And below them, District of Columbia, 13-3. So how much, with only about 3 games left for Molloy, how much do these games mean to the Golden Lions?
Well, they mean a tremendous amount to this Molloy squad. I mean, you take a look, that 16-1 NYI team, the lone loss coming against Molloy on Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely.
So, Molloy, which team are we going to see today? We're going to see a team that really works the ball and moves possession down low, outside, works good shots, or are we going to see a Molloy team that we saw the other night that turned the ball over a lot and really couldn't rebound very well? So a game tonight, this has major playoff implications. Bridgeport a half game back. Damon just 1 full game back. LIU Post then drops off a little bit in that 9, 10, 11 area with Mercy Dowling as well. But, these are the games that if you want to have yourself in the conversation for a postseason tournament, you have to come out and win games like this, because if you don't deserve to belong there, plain and simple.
And after this game tonight, they'll face the Golden Lions, Molloy will, and then Damon, and then Robert Wesleyan. So it's right around the end of conference play where you really have to make your bones. And let's switch sides to this Bridgeport Purple Knights club, Joe. And they're coming off a victory with a couple double-doubles from some key players for them, but they've lost 3 out of the last 4. They're trying to chip away and fight their way into tournament play.
Well, they certainly are, and they sit, again, just a half game behind Molloy entering play tonight, but Khadijah Jackson with 17 points, 15 boards, Evelyn Ovner with 12 and 10, so you mentioned the double-doubles there, but a team that has some players who can come off the bench and score as well, and Sophia Ermedu and Brianna Stoddard were averaging just under 10 points per game. The starting lineup pretty efficient as well. A lot of players that can get the job done, don't shoot particularly high as a team, not a great shooting team, but when they move the ball well and they share the ball with, at a high percentage, good things will come for this Bridgeport team. They really have to work Stoddard and Ermedu into the game, the freshman and the sophomore respectively. 2 of the better facilitators on the team, both shoot the ball pretty well. And when you take a look at what they've been able to do this year, it's been pretty impressive.
And behind those 2 double-double performances out of Bridgeport, they managed to get 53 against the Golden Lions last time out. So right around 6 minutes to go before game time, me and Joe will step aside, but we'll be right back on Molloy Lions Sports Network.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Hurry down to Casey's, because now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
What's the lowdown on Molloy College athletics? Watch the Lions Lowdown. Hear from your favorite coaches and student-athletes of the Molloy College Lions. Watch on MolloyLions.com or follow our YouTube channel, Molloy Lions.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food in the area? Well, come on down to Jake's. Jake's features a special price-fixed menu Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., 3 courses for just $24.95. And Lions Land cardholders receive a special 10% discount. Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
At this time, we honor our government, those who serve to protect our freedom and our law. As True and Pure Light sings our national anthem.
And a beautiful rendition of our nation's anthem by one of the students here at Molloy. And I'll bring on my partner in crime, Joe Hunter, as we'll give you the lineups for both teams. First, it'll be from the Bridgeport Purple Knights, 8-15, 6-9 in the ECC. As we said before, it'll be number 2, Nicole Johnson, the 5'9 freshman out of Newark, New Jersey, averaging about 5 points per game. Followed by Aurel LeBlanc Florent. Bear with me tonight, folks. 5'7 sophomore out of Quebec, Canada. And then it'll be Khadijah Jackson, the freshman that's setting the ECC on fire, averaging 13 points per game, the 5'8 freshman from Queens, New York. Then it'll be Morgan Caution, one of my favorite names on the Purple Knights, 5'10 sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland. She's averaging 6.7 points per game. Followed by the Swede Vallentuna, Sweden, Evelyn Ovner, the 6-foot junior out of Sweden. Now it'll be those lineups for your Molloy Lions. Once again, 8-16, 7-9 inside their conference. First will be Innocence Grady out of Amityville, New York, the 5'2 freshman. Last time out, she poured in 4 against Queens College. Then it'll be Alex Hampton, the guard from Baldwin, New York, 5'6 senior. Then Allie Leffridge, one of the few lone scorers in their game against Queens College, had 10 points from Melville, New York, the 5'9 senior. Then Kamani Jackson, who had a career night in the first game against Bridgeport, Dix Hills, New York, poured in 28 points, the 5'10 senior. Then rounding it out will be Alexia O'Connor, one of the tops in three-point percentage inside the ECC. Right now she's shooting a paltry 41% from downtown. She's from Center Point, New York, the 5'9 senior. Both teams will meet at center court in just a bit. Bridgeport in their black unis with purple coloring and white trim. Very nice uniforms, I would say. And we're just waiting for Molloy. Once again, Molloy is coached by Joe Pelicane, his first year. They'll be the 10th coach in program history. And for Bridgeport, it will be Mike Ruane. Excuse me. Nope, looking at my men's charts. That'll be Jen Carlton. And she's also the cross-country coach for Bridgeport Purple Knights. And they're at center court and waiting for the tip-off. Going up for it, and it's tipped out by Kamani Jackson, and it will be controlled there by Innocence Grady. Give it off to number 12, Lethbridge. Now O'Connor on the left wing. Goes right corner, down to Grady. Now inside to Kamani Jackson, lays it in, 28, a first time against Bridgeport, her first two tonight.
And this is a good start from Molloy. They've started strongly in many games this season. It's been more of the second half that's given them troubles, but we'll look to see if they can get off to as hot of a start tonight as they did on Tuesday evening.
O'Connor looking for that pick from LeBlanc Florent, and now inside, Nicole Johnson loses the handles, and it'll be a turnover going Molloy's way.
Yeah, they went down low there. Good idea from Bridgeport to try and look down low, get the taller players and the post presence into the game early, but just did not work out on the first possession.
Here's O'Connor working off a screen on the right block, lays it in. 4-0 Molloy very quickly, and their defense got off going last time against Queens College.
And Molloy looking also for O'Connor. They're looking for the foul. No call on the play.
Against the Queens College Knights, they held them to 5 points in the first quarter, and here's a straightaway three-pointer, no good from number 10, LeBlanc Florent, and there it is on the putback to make it 4-2.
That was Ovner down low. I'm not sure if that caught the rim. The front of the rim looked like it did. The shot clock did not reset on the play, but nonetheless, good alert offensive rebounding, something that we mentioned pregame Molloy has to get better at.
Kamani Jackson once again. 4 points of the Molloy 6 so far. It's 8:31 left to go in this first quarter. Here's Johnson giving it back to LeBlanc Florent out of Quebec, Canada. Now inside to number 42, Ovner. And she's almost picked off there from O'Connor, able to get it back. LeBlanc calling for a screen from Ovner. She'll take it to the left wing. Looking to go underneath. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Johnson and lays it in.
And that's too easy from Johnson with the shot clock winding down. Molloy has to make sure that they at least force a jump shot there and not allow her to get all the way to the rack.
Lethbridge double teamed on the left block, and they'll go out of bounds, and they'll stay on this side of the court for Molloy Lions. Inbound, Hampton to Lethbridge. She draws a couple defenders, shoots over one, and nails it. 8-4 is our score, 7:49 left to go in the first.
And Andrew, you have to like what you see from Molloy so far, going with a higher percentage shots, the looks down low, not really settling for jump shots through the first 4 or 5 possessions of the game now, and already coming out to a stellar start offensively.
And here's Hampton with another steal from Molloy, and up with it is O'Connor. She has Lethbridge, she'll give it off to her on the left wing. Bounce pass inside for Kamani Jackson. There's a scuffle on the floor. Here's Lethbridge. Thought about a shot, pulled it back. Now here's Grady, right wing, looking for Jackson, and that will be a turnover for Molloy. Coming back the other way, number 11, Khadijah Jackson. 8-6, back and forth we go, 7:09 left to go in the first.
Bridgeport exploiting the transition game now, getting a couple of baskets in that sense.
And another turnover there for Molloy. This has been a problem for this team the last few games. And now here's Khadijah Jackson working on Hampton. Gives it out to Johnson. Back to LeBlanc Florent straight away. Now here's number 13 driving inside and lays it in. Excuse me, that's Morgan Caution on the left block, number 23, and it's 8-8.
Caution, Johnson, a lot of players in this team that can take the ball at the perimeter and drive right through the gut, and that's what they've done the last couple possessions. It's happened in transition. It's happened in the half-court set. Molloy needs to come up with an answer for that.
Now here's Kamani Jackson, kicks it out to Lethbridge, thought about a three, and takes a 17-footer in and out, no good.
That's the first field goal Molloy has missed in this game. It came 3:35 in.
That's not bad, but they've been turning the ball over at a intense rate so far. And here's Ovner going around Hampton on the low block, and she gets it to roll in. 8-10 is our score. 6 minutes left to go in the first.
Very balanced attack from this Bridgeport team. We've seen Ovner score, Johnson, Dixon, everybody getting involved here. Those are their 3 top scorers.
Here's O'Connor. Gives it off to Grady straight away. Down inside to Lethbridge. And she stops and gets the call from the referee. It looked like a travel there, but no call, and it's 10-10.
I think they were looking for the travel there as well. That one just overthrown. Might have gotten tipped by Jackson, but the official was right there and didn't call it.
I'm sure these fans at Quealy Gymnasium will take that no call. It's 10-10. And just like that, both these teams seem to be in the run and gun mode. Now here's Grady giving it back to Lethbridge. Now Lethbridge, left corner, guarded on heavily by Ovner, and pulls it back, and here's Hampton. Driving inside on the right block and just chucks it up with the right hand and gets it to roll in.
I tell you, Molloy is getting a lot of these tough looks. Not poor defense from Bridgeport, but Lethbridge is on the possession before that where she kind of went up and under from about 8 feet out, and Hampton with a lot of contact there, getting these shots to fall with some very tough defense in their way.
And the greatest thing is the referees are letting them play early on. Not a lot of ticky-tack call. And here's Ovner with a chuck of her own. No good, and the rebound comes over to O'Connor.
Loves to go with that left hand, the spin move down along that left block.
O'Connor driving inside, kicks out to Lethbridge. She'll take an 18-footer, nothing but net. 14-10 is our score. Under 5 left to go in this first quarter.
I tell you, we're on pace for just a shootout here.
Yeah, here we go. LeBlanc Ferrant tricks it across the timeline, guarded on by Innocence Grady. And now here's caution. Top of the key, drives inside, hits it off her knee, and that'll be a turnover for Molloy. I believe no fouls for either team so far in this first quarter. It's been fluid play throughout. Now here's Lethbridge giving off to O'Connor on the right wing, getting a screen from Kamani Jackson. Now the pick and pop. Couldn't find some space for Jackson, and she gets a wild pass right now, the free throw line, and she throws it in the right block.
That was good work there, going back outside to Grady as she drew a couple defenders in, kicked it out to Jackson. Just a couple of different looks we've seen so far from both of these teams, and working off pretty well.
Now here's Johnson giving off to LeBlanc Ferrant. A deep three-pointer off back iron, and nice job boxing out by Alex Hampton. She gets the board. Now here's Lethbridge on a cross-court pass, and she nails it on the left block. That was a layup, 18-10, under 4 left to go in this first.
Forget red hot from the floor. How about white hot? That's 90% from the field, 9 of 10 from Molloy so far.
And now here's Ovner with a step underneath the three-point line, and it's 18-12. So after that 8-0 run, Bridgeport answers. Here's Grady giving it off to Kamani Jackson. She'll drive inside, and a couple defenders, a lot of contact there, and she'll get the call.
The first foul of the game coming 6 minutes and 37 seconds in, and that was clear. There were 2 bodies on Jackson there, as we'll have our first substitution of the game as well after the first free throw. But Jackson, not a bad free throw shooter, coming in at around 67%.
And the first one is good. She's 9th in scoring right now inside the conference is Kamani Jackson. As we said before, 28 points, a career night against Bridgeport earlier this season. And they have been looking for her early on in this one. And the second one is good. So her and Allie Lethbridge both have 8 points so far. Only 4 points coming from those not named Jackson or Lethbridge. Now here's Johnson giving it over inside to number 11, Khadijah Jackson, and she'll get it to roll in. 20-14 is our score. Now here's Grady. She'll drive inside, draw some defenders, kicks it out to Jackson straight away.
And that last offensive possession for Bridgeport, good work getting it down low, just as Molloy does here. And no foul called.
Jackson wanted the call, didn't get it that time. Here's Johnson on the right wing. She'll drive inside. 4 Molloy Lions around her, and they come up with the turnover. Here's O'Connor looking for a fast break opportunity, and she'll pull it back. Jackson. Now Hampton. Kicks it out. O'Connor again. Back to Jackson. All alone, three-point line. In and out, no good. Rebound there for Jackson.
That's the first three taken by Molloy.
Now here's Ugner all alone, can't finish, and same team on the rebound. A little miscommunication there from Bridgeport.
How about same team? How about sisters fighting for the rebound there?
They've been fighting for years, and here's Kamani Jackson on the left block. She can't get it to roll, and there's bodies everywhere.
This has been a pretty incredible start to the game. It's just one foul called over almost 8 minutes of play now. Aaliyah McDonald checking in for Alexia O'Connor, the first substitution of the night for Molloy. But it's been this game. Talk about some games that have no flow or lots going on. This game has so much flow right now. We're almost, hopefully he keeps up.
Absolutely. It's like a hockey player. Plenty of flow going on here at Quealy Gymnasium. And we'll get you those lineups before we... There's two Ugners now on the court, as well as Brianna Studdard out of Brooklyn, New York. And here's a deep three-pointer from Allie Lethbridge, and she's fighting for the rebound, and it will be Bridgeport basketball. But nice hustle there from Allie Lethbridge.
Some Bridgeport fans coming to Quealy here, getting settled in as well, trying to talk to the officials on their way back down the floor.
And there's Innocence Grady. The nose for her basketball, working up for the steal and driving to the hole and getting it to roll in is number 12, Brianna Studdard.
She had 12 points last game, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 3-pointers as well. But she's certainly a player who can reach double figures, been very impressive in this, her first season.
And also you look at just how the kind of depth Bridgeport can throw at you. For a number of these teams inside the ECC. We don't usually see that, so a lot of credit needs to go to their coaching staff. It's 20-17, under 2 minutes left to go. Andrew Fertitta and Joe Hutter on the Molloy Lions Sports Network, and here's Alex Hampton. Kicking off to Kamani Jackson around a couple of defenders, and she gets it to roll in. 22-17. Jackson picking up right where she left off last time against the Purple Knights.
That's a game-high 10. She's already in double figures. A minute 23, a minute now 22 after the foul left in the first quarter.
And just a little too much contact there from Innocence Grady, and there'll be a foul call on her. And checking into the game, looks like it'll be Salamone, number 22, Maggie Salamone for Molloy. We'll set you those lineups. Jackson, Salamone, Aaliyah McDonald, and Alex Hampton, as well as Allie Lethbridge on the court for Molloy. And now here's Nicole Johnson. Gives it off to Ugner, left wing. Now inside. Nice job by McDonald to get a piece of that pass and stop the shot clock at 22 seconds. Down there on the right wing. Over to number 12. No call of travel there on Brianna Studdard, so it'll be a turnover for Bridgeport, and Molloy gets the basketball.
Just a little too hasty with the steps there. There's a minute 9 left here in the first quarter. A very high-scoring first quarter. 39 points put up on the board between the two teams.
Now here's Lethbridge, left wing. Under a minute left to go in this first quarter. Salamone. Now McDonald, right wing. McDonald gives it off to Kamani Jackson. Now Hampton straight away. Gets a screen from Allie Lethbridge. Now Salamone. She'll drive inside. Kicks it out to Jackson. Driving on the right block. Kisses off glass and good. 24-17. Time's ticking away. Under 40 seconds left to go in the first.
Right now, Bridgeport has no answer for Kamani Jackson. 12 points so far in the game on 5 of 8 from the field.
Now here's Brianna Studdard coming off that travel call. And here's Ugner, a deep three-pointer off back iron. No good. Nice job there, Molloy, to take the board.
Jackson almost has her season average in the first quarter.
Wow. Now here's Alex Hampton. A run-and-gun, high-scoring first quarter is coming to a close. Now here's Kamani Jackson on the right wing. She's been their go-to. And now right back to her on the right block and gets it to roll. Excuse me, it does not. I was so expecting it to go in for Kamani Jackson this first quarter. She has half Molloy's points with 12, and it's 24-17 as Molloy takes a 7-point lead, over Bridgeport into the second. We'll be right back here on the Molloy Lions Sports Network for all the action from Quealy Gymnasium.
William J. Schwartz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. William J. Schwartz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a full-service sports injury center for rehabilitation, strength and conditioning, and sports enhancement training. William J. Schwarz has 17 years of experience with athletes. Call 516-798-9605 for more information.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Not only does Jake's have great food and drinks, but it features Sunday brunch too. Free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas.
Back here at Rossville Center, Andrew Fertitta alongside Joe Hutter. Second quarter action between the Molloy Lions and the Bridgeport Purple Knights, as it'll be out there for Bridgeport. Studdard, Ovner, Nicole Johnson, as well as Morgan Caution out there for the Purple Knights.
The first quarter was, sorry about that, Andrew, the first quarter was really the story of Kimani Jackson with 12 points, and she does not start the second quarter here.
Get a little more of a breather as that miss the other way, and they'll call it travel, or that'll be a foul, against number 12, Brianna Stoddard. So inbounding it will be Alex Hampton underneath the basket. Chucks it out to Maggie Salamone at the Molloy M. So it'll be McDonald, Salamone, Hampton, Leffridge, and number 20, Brianna Perlmutter. Here's McDonald giving it off to Leffridge, almost loses the handle, and she'll get her dribble going baseline. Looking to turn around over an Ovner, and she gets it to roll in. Pretty moves from her and Jackson tonight. It's 26-17. Touchdown pass to Nicole Johnson. Can't get it to roll in, and a feisty rebound there from Aaliyah McDonald.
Yeah, really good job by Leffridge. Almost thought she traveled there, but just spinning one way, going back the other way.
Stop and pop from the left elbow, no good. Rebound over to Evelyn Ovner. Straightaway three-pointer from Brianna Studdard is no good. And Aaliyah McDonald, another board. Need those hard-nosed players, and here's Allie Leffridge getting a couple steps, and she cannot get the layup to roll in.
Last couple of possessions, we've seen Bridgeport kind of settle for jump shots.
Now here's Nicole Johnson. Couple feet underneath the three-point line, gets it to roll in. 26-19 is our score. 8.5 left to go in the second.
Not an easy shot there. A little pull-up, too, with the defender right in the way there. A really nice move.
So here's Hampton giving it off to Leffridge. She's been feeling it so far tonight. Gives it off to McDonald straight away. Gets a screen from Leffridge. She'll drive on the left block, and it'll be a foul call. Couldn't finish. Would have been an and one opportunity if the layup did roll. But Aaliyah McDonald will shoot a couple free throws. Their first for Molloy in the second quarter.
McDonald comes in after not playing the entire first quarter. She is one of those depth pieces that Molloy has. She's more than capable of coming in and knocking down some shots, averaging around 7 points per game as she knocks down the first free throw. But, another player who can handle the ball, another kind of more experienced player on the team, a junior this year. And when you have she and Hampton and Salamone in the backcourt, you'd only expect, there'd be more opportunities for other players and pretty speedy transition game as well.
1 for 2 at the line from McDonald. And it'll be a foul on number 24, Aaliyah McDonald once again. So, actually, and she already entered the game a couple minutes ago. She's leading the team in rebounds at 2. So that's the kind of player Aaliyah McDonald is, as Ovner gets it inside to Nicole Johnson. Back to Evelyn Ovner. Thought about a cross-court pass to her sister, and a travel's called by Nicole Johnson. Sloppy play from the Bridgeport Purple Knights so far. It's 27-19, 7:53 left to go in the second.
We'll take a look at the turnover battle in this game. Bridgeport has now turned the ball over 7 times already. Molloy just twice.
Not a good number for halfway through the second quarter. Now here's Hampton. Give it off to Salamone. Pretty passing there, and a three-pointer from Leffridge didn't connect.
It looked like Perlmutter may have been in a good area for an offensive rebound, but could not box her opponent out.
Now here's Studdard over inside to Dixon, the impressive freshman for the Purple Knights. She's triple teamed there, and they'll call her for a travel. Second straight possession that it's ended in a travel for Bridgeport. So Perlmutter will inbound to Alex Hampton. Here's Salamone left wing. LeBlanc Ferrant guarding hers back in. Now McDonald straight away and rifled over to Maggie Salamone off her fingertips and into the fans. So that'll be a turnover for Molloy.
Trying to create, trying to find something offensively, but cannot there as it goes off Salamone's left hand. But you like what you're seeing from Molloy defensively still here in the second quarter.
Now here's Ovner on the left block. Can't get it to roll, and Leah McDonald shoving down her defender on the board. Now here's Hampton. Thought about a three-pointer. She'll drive baseline. Kicks it back out to Perlmutter, which was the pass was picked off.
Good job in recovery defense there by the Purple Knights.
Here's Studdard driving through some defenders. Can't get the layup to roll in, and it'll be a timeout on the court from Molloy.
Just a 30-second timeout from head coach Joe Pelican, trying to, I guess, settle his team down a little bit. Bridgeport is taking a lot of shots, some from closer range, can't get them to fall. A couple jump shots as well. They've been unsuccessful in their endeavors there, but if you're Molloy, you have to like what you're seeing so far. You've only turned the ball over 3 times, and 2 of them were in back-to-back possessions within the first 3 minutes of the first quarter, still trying to feel the game out. But you've had 2 players really get involved and go off offensively, and that's Kamani Jackson, who hasn't been on the floor yet in the second quarter. I think she's checking in now with 12. Allie Leftridge has 10. No other Molloy player has more than 2 points, with Hampton and O'Connor 2 apiece, and Aaliyah McDonald with 1. But if you have 2 players, your 2 quote-unquote number 1 and 2 options offensively going off, then so be it for Molloy, as long as you continue the defensive intensity.
6:34 left to go in this second quarter, 27-19, and it's been the length that we can see from Bridgeport, but we haven't seen it in terms of defensively. It seems Molloy is the team that's helping out more on the defensive side, as Hampton will hike up a 3 and no good front iron. And LeBlanc Ferrant, she'll be double teamed there and gets it over to Evelyn Ovner, who passes it to her sister, and she'll drive in and get rejected by Perlmutter on the left block.
Really good job by Perlmutter, establishing her presence down low on the blocks. 21 to shoot still here for Bridgeport.
And a deep pass there to Khadijah Jackson, and here's caution right above the free throw line, and the bank is open, 27-21, 6 minutes left to go in this first half.
With 5:22, most banks are open. Apparently the one in Quealy is still open as well.
My bank closes at 3, and it annoys me every day. Here's Aaliyah McDonald on the left wing. Salamone straight away. Started on by Dixon. Now here's Kamani Jackson, that hot first quarter from her. Back to Jackson straight away. Inside of Perlmutter. A deep hook shot is no good. And LeBlanc Ferrant will take it out for Bridgeport. Over to Louise Ovner. Back to LeBlanc Ferrant. Lots of international talents on this Purple Knight club. We have the likes of the Sweden sisters, the Ovners, on the court right now. And on the right block there is Khadijah Dixon, who wanted the call, didn't get it. And Molloy has the basketball.
You know, there's been 3 fouls in this quarter. I think there was only 1 in that first quarter, so the rest letting them play here.
Now here's Aaliyah McDonald. Goes up for the shot and decides to pass it to Perlmutter, who can't finish on the right block.
Perlmutter has to go up stronger there. I know she ended up drawing the double team. Either kick it out or make sure you go up, really strongly there.
Evelyn Ovner with a sweet shot underneath the 3-point line. It's 27-23. 4:50 left to go in the first.
Mini 4-0 run here for Bridgeport coming out of that Molloy timeout.
Offense seems to be gelling a little more of late from Bridgeport, and Perlmutter's rejected from behind. That's Evelyn Ovner. 2-way player, as we can see. Khadijah Dixon gives it up to Louise Ovner. Back to Evelyn. Left block. Right around Perlmutter for the lay-in. 6-0 run. 27-25. And that's another timeout on the court for Molloy.
Yeah, really good work by Bridgeport. Locking down defensively. Forcing some tough shots. Just another 30-second timeout. But you take a look at what they've done there. The Ovner sisters getting some blocks, forcing some tough baskets, not allowing Molloy to go down low as they had earlier in the game, and on the other end, working some more quality shots. We saw Evelyn Ovner knock down a long two from just beyond the free throw line and then go down low and put a good move on Perlmutter, who now checks out of the game as she had been out on the floor for quite some time. But if you're Molloy, get back to the things you're doing well. Get the ball to Jackson down low. Lethbridge now back out on the floor as well. They've been very successful early on. Try and get O'Connor an open jump shot or two. See if you can get her confidence going, knocking down the three ball. But clearly, Bridgeport, after that first quarter, has made some good changes, and it's working well here in the second quarter.
Let's get you those lineups after the timeout. Jackson, McDonald, Salamone, O'Connor, and Lethbridge out there for the Lions. And now here is Lethbridge looking for Jackson down low, and that'll be a turnover. It actually is off one of the Purple Knights' hands, so it'll stay this way. And speaking of those Purple Knights, the Ovner sisters, Evelyn and Louise, are out there, as well as LeBlanc Florent, Khadijah Dixon, and Morgan Caution. Deep three-pointer from Maggie Salamone hits the backboard. And it will be...
I think it'll be Bridgeport ball. I think it last went off Lethbridge there as she was aggressive and tried to get the rebound, but nonetheless, more failure offensively here from Molloy as we've seen the last 3 or 4 minutes now, and just like that, Bridgeport's just a 2-point game.
And Bridgeport has the talent to exploit their mistakes. Both these teams mirror each other. They can score the basketball. As long as they can keep the possession, they should be okay. Now here's Dixon, a three-pointer over McDonald. Hits every part of the rim, doesn't go in, and here's Salamone with the board. Salamone hands it off to Lethbridge. Now here's Jackson. Right wing, she'll drive inside and find McDonald inside all alone. The C's parted for her, but she could not finish. As LeBlanc Florent will push it up, give it off to Evelyn Ovner, who was rejected by Alexis O'Connor, but a little too much contact there, and it'll be a foul.
O'Connor just jumped out on her. You could see maybe she got a little bit of ball, but the follow-through knocking the palm of the hand as well. So Ovner with a chance to not to score 27 if she can connect on 2 free throws here.
And Ovner already in double digits as she had 17 points last time out against Dowling.
Misses the first free throw, and she's a very good free throw shooter at 87%.
Second one is up, and no good. 0 for 2, and her sister gets the rebound and puts it back in. So that's some family bonds right there. That's picking up your sister, misses a couple foul shots, and you get the points right back on the possession. So.
I don't know what it is. It must be Sisters Week here at Molloy College. We had the Roland Trio here on Tuesday night for Queens College, and we have the Ovner Duo here tonight.
As broadcasters, we love it, so keep it up, ECC. It's 29-27, under 3 minutes left to go in this first half. And a pick off there from Kamani Jackson. She stumbles, and she'll go up for the layup and not be able to finish. There is Evelyn Ovner with the board.
Thought she may have even gotten tripped a little bit after coming away with the interception.
Now here's LeBlanc Florent, gives it off to Dixon. She'll drive baseline, couple defenders, off to Evelyn, and she draws the foul once again. Seems like the momentum meter is shifting towards the Bridgeport Purple Knights way.
And this is exactly how it went Tuesday night. Molloy getting off to the hot start, taking a big lead over Queens, allowing them to come back right around halftime, the last 5 to 7 minutes of the second quarter, which is what has happened so far here. Ovner again a chance to try and tie the score at 29. She knocks down the first free throw. But, Andrew, when you have an 8 or 10-point lead, you want to try and see it get up to 15 by halftime. You don't want to see it dwindle. And Molloy has not been able to keep pounding, keep getting through it as Canhoy checks in here. They've not been able to extend this lead. It's been shrinking.
And the second shot from Ovner is no good. So that is the only way that Molloy isn't tied after having a pretty substantial first half lead over these Purple Knights. 29-28 is our score, and McDonald gets her pass picked off. Here's Dixon the other way, and she puts it up, and it'll be a foul against Aaliyah McDonald, who was looking for the charge there, but she did not get it. So another couple free throws coming for Bridgeport.
I don't think she was set in time either. That's a good call there by the officials. We've seen a lot more fouls. That's team foul number 4 now on Molloy. Almost near halftime already as well. 2:20 left here in the second quarter, but Molloy will take a look at some team stats as the field goal shooting, which was unreal the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game for both teams. It was 67-68% for Bridgeport, to only to be outdone by 90% for Molloy. Both teams shooting right around 45% now combined.
The first one was good from Dixon, and the second one is good as well. The impressive freshman from Mary Lewis Academy, averaging 13 points per game. She's already had 15 double-digit performances this season.
It's an all-girls school, isn't it?
It is.
It is, right?
Right around my neck of the woods in Queens. Now here is Hampton getting her pass picked off, and there's Lethbridge driving inside on the left block. Can't get it to roll in, and it seems like Jackson and Lethbridge have gone cold from Molloy as well as their offense. Now here's LeBlanc Florette. Pick and pop from the three-point line, left wing, no good. And Lethbridge takes a beating.
Looks like she got hit in the nose, but also kind of kneed in the back of the head as she was going down. She is up, looks to be okay, but holding her head right now as she walks down the court.
Seems to be okay, as you never want to see that kind of contact on a foul, but nonetheless, it'll be Molloy basketball. We'll reset those lineups for you. It'll be Hampton taking it up. Salomon, number 25, Shantaya Canhoy, checking in, as well as Lethbridge and Kalani Jackson. Jackson with possession on the right wing, looking for a place to go. She'll find Lethbridge. Pick and pop from right above the free throw line, no good. LeBlanc Ferrant now taking it up. Gives it off to Louise Uvner. Chucks it over right wing to Dixon. That was Morgan Caution drawing the foul from Molloy. So after, like you said, not a lot of foul calls in that first quarter, they're coming at an alarming rate towards the end of this first half.
Team foul number 5, so Bridgeport will be shooting free throws the rest of the way here, the final minute 21 of this opening half. I think what happened was the officials looked down at their watches, saw the game was moving too quickly, and decided they were going to start, blowing the whistle a little more.
It might be an hour before the men's game gets going, so you gotta get us to that 7:30 point as Morgan Caution hits them both. It's 29-32, Molloy trailing with 1:20 left to go in this first half. Hampton will bring it up. Both Uvners out there, as well as LeBlanc, Ferrant, Dixon, and Morgan Caution for Bridgeport. Now here's Lethbridge, straight away three-pointer, front iron, no good. Gets her own rebound and finds Kamani Jackson right underneath the charity stripe, no good. And the board is there, picked up from Canhoy. And she is discharged from the basketball by LeBlanc Ferrant. And giving it off to Morgan Caution. She'll take a 17-footer, no good. And the rebound is kicked around there from Alex Hampton. We are under 40 seconds left to go in this first half. Molloy looking to come away at least with a less than a three-point disadvantage, and that does not look like it'll happen as they turn the basketball over once again. And it'll be a timeout called by Bridgeport with 30 seconds left to go. It is a three-point lead for the Purple Knights after trailing most of this first half.
About a 3-second differential between shot and game clock, so they can just about hold for the last shot here as well. And you take a look at this Bridgeport team, another good defensive player where they force a turnover. The Uvners getting on the floor, getting, dirty a little bit and getting those rebounds, getting those steals, not allowing Molloy, a team that already struggles in that rebounding category, a chance. But a good steal there, and Molloy has turned the ball over a couple of times now after really taking care of the basketball in the first quarter. Now have 6 turnovers in the game. I think that's 4 here in quarter number 2, so it's a little high, but still here. Have to D up, make sure that you get a stop and hold the lead just at 3 for Bridgeport heading into the half.
No teams have not hit a three-point field goal yet. Both teams are 0 for 6 to start this game. It's 20 seconds left to go in this first half. Now here's Uvner giving it off to LeBlanc Florent. A little contact there on the three-point line. It's off a backboard, no good. Here's coming to push is Kamani Jackson. 10 seconds left to go. Around a couple defenders, and the underhanded layup is good. 32-31 is our score. 3 seconds left to go. Here's Dixon, who is just shoulder shrugged there from Maggie Salomon. Not a smart foul. And I think there'll be some foul shots coming the way of the Purple Knights before this one ends.
Really, really not a good foul there. That is a about 16 to 18 foot baseline, almost fadeaway jump shot with time expiring in the first quarter. I think you live with that and say you defended it well enough. In transition, everything else going on, they hit that shot, you tip your cap to them, but that is not a great foul from Salomon, who is a pretty experienced player on this basketball team, a junior. But nonetheless, the first free throw going down for Dixon.
Not a smart foul. As you said, I couldn't agree more. And Dixon 1 for 2 at the line, and That will be our score, 33-31. Molloy, after jumping out ahead really well in that first quarter, they trail by 2 going into the locker room. And me and Joe will be right back to break it all down, stats analysis, and much, much more. You're listening to Molloy Lions, the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premise catering to suit all of your catering needs. And now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Plus, you can receive a 10% discount with a Lions Land Card. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Come down to Jake's Monday through Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 to 7 p.m. for happy hour. $4 mixed drinks, $5 select house wines by the glass, $4 select domestic beer, and $5 select craft beers. Plus, Lions Land card owners will receive a special 10% discount. Spend your next happy hour with Jake's, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
The Schwartz Institute for Physical Therapy and Performance is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. The Schwartz Institute for Physical Therapy and Performance is a full-service sports injury center for rehabilitation, strength and conditioning, and sports enhancement training. The Schwartz Institute has 17 years of experience with athletes. Call 516-79...
MolloyLions.com is your official broadcast home for Molloy College Athletics. Hear all the exciting action of every Molloy Lions game live right here on MolloyLions.com. Remember, your home for Molloy College Athletics is www.MolloyLions.com.
The Schwartz Institute for Physical Therapy and
William J. Schwartz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. William J. Schwartz Physical Therapy and Pro Sports Care of Long Island is a full-service sports injury center for rehabilitation, strength and conditioning, and sports enhancement training. William J. Schwartz has 17 years of experience with athletes. Call 516-798-9605 for more information.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College Athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College Athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Not only does Jake's have great food and drinks, but it features Sunday brunch too. Free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for only $10. Spend your next Sunday brunch at Jake's, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Mercy Medical Center and South Island Orthopedic Group are the proud medical providers of Molloy College Athletics. They are committed to serving the community with state-of-the-art compassionate health care. You can reach them at 516-62-MERCY or on the web at www.mercymedicalcenter.chsli.org.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Looking for great food near campus? Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premises catering to suit all of your catering needs. Plus, at Casey's, get 10% off with a valid Molloy ID. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center. MolloyLions.com is your official broadcast home for Molloy College Athletics. Hear all the exciting action of every Molloy Lions game live right here on MolloyLions.com. Remember, your home for Molloy College Athletics is www.MolloyLions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Come down to Jake's for happy hour every Monday through Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 to 7 p.m. $4 mixed drinks, $5 select house wines by the glass, $4 select domestic beer, and $5 select craft beers. Looking for some delicious food? Jake's Sunset Special features a price-fixed menu Sunday through Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., 3 courses for just $24.95. Friday night at Jake's is Prime Rib Night, a delicious 26-ounce prime rib with popover, mashed potatoes, and dessert, all for just $49. Can't get enough? Well, Jake's does brunch too. Sunday mornings receive free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for $10. And don't forget, you get 10% off at Jake's Monday through Saturday with a Lions Land card. Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike.
Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Casey's is open 7 days a week for dinner with plenty of salads, sandwiches, and entrees to choose from. Casey's is also open for lunch Thursday through Sunday and for Sunday brunch. On the go, takeout is available, plus on-site and off-premises catering to suit all of your catering needs. And now through October, Casey's Rooftop Bar, Rooftop 32, is open for dining. Plus, at Casey's, get 10% off with a valid Molloy ID. All at Casey's Kitchen and Cocktails, 23 North Park Avenue in Rockville Center.
To 31 is our score. Molloy trailing the Bridgeport Purple Knights as we welcome you into the Holiday Inn Express Rockville Center, Lynbrook. Andrew Fertitta alongside Joe Hutter. And Joe, it was a fun first quarter, and the offense started to get a little bogged down for Molloy in the second.
It was. This is a team that, we saw shoot the ball lights out the first 5 to 7 minutes of the game, really established Kamani Jackson down low. They were driving in, they were getting penetration, they were, getting some good baskets, not knocking down many jump shots. We saw Allie Lethbridge hit a couple, and she also was in double figures for Molloy. Again, Jackson 16, Lethbridge with 10. But other than that, you look around, no one else getting involved at all. We see Alex Hampton, 2 points. Alexia O'Connor, 2 points. Aaliyah McDonald, 1 free throw, 1 of 2 from the line. Who else is going to step up and really establish any kind of offensive game today? Because you had a feeling that Jackson was not going to be able to sustain, 10 points a quarter. And once she sat at the end of that first quarter, she came back a little cooler. Sure, she's 7 of 13, Lethbridge 5 of 13, but you have to get more people involved. Just 5 players have scored, but only 2 really making an impact. For Bridgeport, on the other hand, didn't come out very well, but then got Evelyn Uvner involved down low. The 2 Uvner sisters, Louise has 2 points, Evelyn really the more of the scorer of the 2 with 11 points, but 11 and 5 for her. Louise has 6 rebounds, and then Morgan Caution 6 points. Khadijah Dixon with 7 points. A little bit of secondary scoring there to try and take the load off of Uvner. And, from a main scoring standpoint, they haven't even gotten Aurelie LeBlanc-Florent involved at all. She's 0 points on 4 field goals, 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. The thing that I'm a little surprised with was the shooting, the way that these two teams try and work their offenses. Neither side has hit a single 3 yet. 0 of 13 combined between the two teams. 0 of 7 for Bridgeport, 0 of 6 for Molloy. The rebounding battle, Bridgeport owning a 4-rebound edge. But, Andrew, this is a game that's up for grabs, and a game that we said before with these two teams separated by just a half game in conference play. Someone has to step up. Who wants it more right now? Who wants it more? Who wants to be in that ECC postseason tournament? Because it's going to take probably winning at least 3 or 4 more games down the stretch. You said there's 4 left. Probably 3 or 4 would do the trick, but you have to win the games against the teams that are right around you that you're fighting for position with.
And Bridgeport knows that this is the team that's ahead of them in the standings. They're only a half game behind. We'll get you some of those numbers. The field goal percentage for both teams from Molloy, 14 of 35, good for 40%. in that first quarter was up close to 90%, with Allie Leffridge pouring in 10 and Kamani Jackson pouring in 12. In that second quarter, Jackson chipped in 4 and none from Allie Leffridge. So that's where the scoring has went for Molloy. As you said before, the three-point shooting, nada. 0 for 6 for Molloy, a half dozen of fruitless attempts, while 0 for 7 from Bridgeport. And the free throw shooting a little better there for Bridgeport. I guess just the more opportunities they were getting themselves to the line with regularity. 7 for 11 from the charity stripe, good for 63%, while the free throw shooting for Molloy only 3 for 4. And I think that has to be a huge key for the Molloy Lions in the second half. Start driving inside, getting more people involved, and take some free throws, because right now you're going back and forth, and the turnover numbers, it's favoring Bridgeport, but towards the end of that second quarter, it was Molloy being a little sloppier with the basketball.
It was, and kind of going away from what they were doing well the first quarter, or the first 7 minutes of the first quarter. I won't even give them that entire first quarter, but overall in this game, sharing the basketball, Molloy has 7 assists on 14 baskets. Not bad. I've only turned the ball over 6 times. Not too bad, but it's just, they've been too one-dimensional so far, and I think you could say that for both teams, but down the stretch, it really was Bridgeport kind of hitting just more of the shots, more of the down-low baskets, and I think you'll see more jump shots in the second half. I think it'll be whoever can knock them down at a higher rate. But Molloy, if you're not hitting shots, you have to continue to keep the defensive pressure up, and they failed to do that over the final stages of the first half.
Absolutely, and then there was 4 personal fouls for Molloy in that first half, and 8 for Molloy, and then 4 for Bridgeport. Talking about those foul numbers, the defense was very tidy in that first quarter, and it's loosened up in the second. I don't know if it was focus or what have you, but the sloppy play from Molloy definitely increased towards the middle of this game, and we look at the turnover numbers, 6, but 3 have come off the bench for Molloy, and that is not the kind of thing you need off the bench. You need to have players that can handle the basketball and put your starters in a good position to play. While you look at the turnovers from Bridgeport, it's all come from the starters and players that have played double-digit minutes. You can't have players that are playing a couple 1 minute here, 3 minutes here, that are turning the basketball over, because that's what really costs your team.
It is, and again, Molloy coming into play in this second half has to make sure that they continue to keep that pressure up. If they can force 9-10 turnovers in this second half and not give up the basketball, you have to think some more of these shots will fall from some of the other players. But Alexia O'Connor, just 1 for 1 in that first half. I think that she'll be really the key in the second half to get going. Innocence Grady did not have a point in that first half. No assists to 1 turnover. You need more out of your point guard. Alex Hampton really getting the majority of the workload, and she had 3 assists and did not turn the basketball over. But it's where is the offense going to come from? Well, you always look for consistency. You always look for players who are going to be, the same night in and night out, people that you can rely on. And I think that that's been one of the issues for Molloy for much of this season. They haven't had somebody who's going to come out every single night, and you're going to get, 15 and 8 from them, or you're going to get, 12 points and 9 rebounds or whatever it might be. It's kind of by committee. Jackson's been very good for times. Leffridge has been very good at times, but O'Connor, she has as well, but 0 points in that first half. You need more production from your players who are, quote-unquote, your best average scorers, and that has to happen, and it has to happen now, because that 6th and final playoff spot, if Molloy doesn't keep, their pressure up and keep playing well on both sides of the ball, somebody else is going to come take it away.
There you have it, Joe. The keys are you got to stop turning the basketball over. Alexia O'Connor, get a little more involved. And you look at Bridgeport, they seem to be really gelling on the offensive side of the basketball towards the end of that first half. And it was mainly due to Evelyn Ovner doing it on both sides. Defensively, offensively, she can hit a deep shot, and she could go down inside and rebound the basketball. That's a player that you're going to have to look out for the second half. But before we throw it, just give me a quick key for both teams.
So my key for Molloy is try and get O'Connor going for the first couple of possessions. If she can knock down a shot or two, get her confidence going, I think that being able to hit a 3-pointer or two will open up that lane again for Jackson, for Leffridge to kind of work their magic down in the low post. So usually you want teams to work it outside in. I'm saying go outside to start. Let's see if it happens, and hopefully it does. And if not, then you can always go back to Leffridge and hope for some production from other people as well. for Bridgeport, Ovner was very good in that half. The rebounding battle, they won. Make sure that you just keep going down low to Ovner with 11 points. Dixon knocked down a couple shots with 7. Keep spreading the ball out, because the more that they were able to give other people opportunities in that first half, the better off they were. You saw them a little stagnant early on, but once they really started free-flowing, moving the basketball around to a bunch of different options, they were more successful.
Lots of smiles coming from that Bridgeport huddle. They're starting to feel it. It's 33-31. They could smell this victory and a piece of the ECC postseason tournament. And Molloy, they're looking to rally and get some offensive going and get themselves back in this one. We'll give you those lineups once again. It's Alex Hampton, Alexia O'Connor, Kamani Jackson, Allie Leffridge, and Innocence Grady. No points for Grady, as Joe said before, in that first half, and it'll be for the Purple Knights, LeBlanc Florent, Nicole Johnson, Evelyn Ovner, Morgan Caution, and the impressive rookie Khadijah Dixon. Hampton will start with the basketball in her hands. Here's Leffridge, left elbow. Back to Hampton straight away, looking for O'Connor on the left corner. Nice 2-3 zone employed by Bridgeport. Now here is Leffridge finding Jackson on the right block, trying to back down Morgan Caution. Can't do it. Rebound there goes to Dixon. And Morgan Caution on the feed from Dixon is picked off by Alexia O'Connor. And she goes inside, gives it off to Leffridge on the right baseline. Back out to Hampton. Back to O'Connor, right wing three-pointer. And that's the first one of the night.
There it is. O'Connor. They went down low to Jackson on the first possession. Just missed getting it to roll. It rolled right off the rim, but then Jackson back down off of a turnover, making Bridgeport pay and getting the lead back for Molloy.
I assure you folks, they were not listening to Joe's keys from the halftime show when they broke huddle. And there's Evelyn Ovner answering right back with 2 points of her own. 35-34. Bridgeport back in front. Now here's Hampton. 20 seconds on the shot clock, over to Innocence Grady. Back to Alexia O'Connor. See if they can get some more three-pointers to fall. And she'll take one. Back iron, no good. Rebound there by Kamani Jackson. Tips it out to Ovner. 8:36 left to go in this third quarter. Here's Nicole Johnson driving baseline on Alex Hampton. Gets her own rebound. And another one. And another one. And it's not able to be finished there.
That cannot happen. You can't have Alex Hampton, your smallest player on the floor, next to Innocence Grady, being the only one underneath the basket. No one else was even leaping, getting themselves in position. That second, third, and fourth chance opportunities for Bridgeport. A very good timeout from head coach Joe Pelican. You need more intensity there on the glass when you allow teams to have extra possessions. Not only one, but 2 and 3 extra possessions. They're going to make you pay.
Sounded like DJ Khaled was on the booth. Just another one, and another one. And everyone was watching down low. That's the one thing, the worst thing to do in sports ever is to watch. You get yourself involved, be in the right place, but when you know there's a rebounding opportunity, just to watch Alex Hampton, as you said, the shortest person on the floor for Molloy, just struggle there to have her hands up and looking for help. There's not been a lot of help for this Molloy Lions defense, and right there, the offensive board opportunity.
A quick 30-second timeout to regroup here, but they need to be more aggressive on the rebounds.
Now here's Innocence Grady straight away. Thought about a three-pointer, pulled it back. Here's Jackson left wing. She'll drive inside. Pick it out to Leffridge. Now Hampton. Alexia O'Connor right back to Hampton right wing. More passing. A concerted effort from Molloy early on. Now here's a three-pointer from Jackson, and rebound is pulled down by Ovner. Steal it there by Alex Hampton, and she cannot keep herself and the basketball in bounds. It'll go right back to Bridgeport.
And it's great to have Jackson and Leffridge along the perimeter to try and create space, but you're not going to have Hampton, Grady, and O'Connor driving to the basket looking for, post moves and looking, for things of that nature. If you're Molloy, you want Jackson and Leffridge down on the blocks, down, elbow area to block area. You don't want them up top.
And it's a travel there by Khadijah Dixon, so the full court press employed by Joe Pelican, maybe to get his players more involved, gets the turnover there and gets his team back the basketball.
When you have Jackson putting up a three-pointer like that, you lose arguably your best rebounder down low. O'Connor was the only one within 6 feet of that ball when it came off the rim.
Now here's Allie Lethbridge looking for her first three-pointer. No good. And the rebound there is by Dixon.
Again, O'Connor the only one down fighting for any kind of rebound.
Now here's Johnson. Little rope-a-dope there on Allie Lethbridge and gets it off to LeBlanc Florent. LeBlanc Florent calling out some messages to her teammates. Gets a screen from Evelyn on the right block. And there is Khadijah Dixon. Puts her layup and no good. Lethbridge able to pull down the board.
Pretty good defensive stand there.
Now here's Innocence Grady. Kicks it back out to Alex Hampton. She's all alone. Chest shot. Three-pointer. No good. 34-37 is our score once again. Under 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Back to Ovner. Right under the three-point line. No good. And there is a jump ball. And the possession arrow will stay on this side of the court.
Almost out of nothing there. A tipped rebound by O'Connor. Could not grab the rebound. And she sent it to Lethbridge, but caution right there to tie it up.
Very smart play as Alex Hampton pokes the ball out of Dixon's hands. Here's caution with a shot attempt of her own. And Nicole Johnson skying for the rebound. They'll call her for an over the back. 6:34 left to go. 3-point advantage for the Purple Knights. Back-to-back games for Molloy taking on Knights, as well as back-to-back for Bridgeport taking on Lions. It was the Golden Lions with Dowling last time out. It's the Molloy Lions tonight. And now here is Kamani Jackson, left wing. She looks for the pass over Alex Hampton and finally gets it there. And that will be a timeout on the court from Bridgeport.
Trying to figure out exactly, I think they called a foul there. So you can't call a timeout when you don't have possession of the basketball.
Yes. I did see the ref.
I don't know if maybe they're calling a technical foul and maybe saw something for. I don't know. We'll have to wait this. I was looking at where the ball was on the other side of the court, and all of a sudden I see the near official blow a whistle. So we'll have to figure out what happened here, and hopefully we'll get word from someone relatively soon. Okay, it is. It is a foul on Molloy. I think it'll be a technical foul on, I believe, Alex Hampton. And it'll be 2 free throws coming for Evelyn Ovner.
So that is the first technical of the game, and not a smart foul there. As there was definitely a scuffle on the court
with the ball, with an offensive possession when one of the opposing players is on the floor. Not a good spot to take technical foul, as if there ever is one. But that's an area where you take advantage of having an extra player free and cutting to the basket, and instead it could be a chance at perhaps 5-point or a 4-point swing here. And they'll call a flagrant. I think it's actually on Jackson.
A flagrant. And Kamani Jackson did have the basketball as she tried to pass to Alex Hampton, as Evelyn Ovner nails them both. So that will be a technical against Kamani Jackson. She was in all sorts of a way trying to get that pass out to Hampton on the right wing, and seems like she just fouled when she had her basketball discharged from her from Ovner. Either way, after the confusion on the court, 39-34, 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. LeBlanc Florent with the basketball. Here's Dixon, left wing, guarded on by Hampton. She'll drive baseline, and she stepped out of bounds, no basket. Actually, she was pushed there by Alex Hampton, so that'll be another foul against Molloy. That'll be the second team foul of this half. Here's left wing. There's Alexia O'Connor tipping Nicole Johnson's pass and able to pick it off. Cross court underneath the basket is Alex Hampton. And pulling it out there is Grady, back to Hampton, right wing. 19 seconds on the shot clock, 5:40 on the game clock. And now here's Kamani Jackson underneath the hoop. And she puts it up and is fouled there by Evelyn Ovner. Second foul there for Evelyn Ovner, the leading scorer for Bridgeport.
Good job by Jackson establishing possession on that right block. Ovner was behind her, and that's why the foul was called. She didn't jump, and she had her hands straight out, but did not have the positioning.
And the first shot is up and good. And positioning is the name of the game in basketball. You can't really defend someone if you are behind them. And first one is good, 35-39, 5:37 left to go. And the second one is good. So back to a 3-point lead for the Purple Knights. And checking in is Brianna Studdard for Nicole Johnson. Let's reset those lineups. It's Evelyn Ovner, LeBlanc Florent, Brianna Studdard, as well as Khadijah Dixon and Morgan Caution out for the Purple Knights, as well as for Molloy, Alexia O'Connor, who just tipped that pass, and it's a turnover going to Allie Leffridge. Pass off to Innocence Grady. Looked like an up and down, and a travel there is called. And that will be against, I believe, Innocence Grady.
So back-to-back turnovers here on each side. Getting a little sloppy in the third quarter.
O'Connor, Leffridge, Hampton, Grady, and Kamani Jackson out there for Molloy. Here's Dixon, left wing. Stops at the left elbow, gives it back to Studdard. She'll take a three-pointer, and it's good. 6-point lead now for the Purple Knights, 42-36 with 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter.
It's a team that has not shot the basketball all that well.
Now here's Innocence Grady. She'll take a three of her own, and she nails it. So after none in the first half, a flurry coming in the third quarter. Now here's Dixon. Back to LeBlanc Florent, and we could hear the Quealy faithful getting into it. They have been quiet since this big run by Bridgeport. Here's LeBlanc Florent. Can't get the teardrop to fall in, and that'll be a foul against Evelyn Ovner and Molloy basketball.
Each team knocking down some threes in the past couple of possessions, though, is if that falls with any kind of regularity, especially for Molloy, only good things to come and open up the interior, something I've mentioned already.
Sister replacing sister. Evelyn Ovner picked up her third foul, and Louise coming in to bail her out. It's 39-42. Molloy trails, 4:25 left to go in this third quarter. Now here's Grady once again. Around the perimeter, Alexia O'Connor, left wing three, no good. Rebound there, taken by Morgan Caution. Studdard will drive up and pull it back. Standing right at the tip of that Molloy M, and now LeBlanc Florent and Dixon left wing. Couple defenders, and Leffridge picks the pass off perfectly from Dixon. She'll drive in on a couple defenders, and she's rejected by Morgan Caution, just giving souvenirs to the fans. That was emphatic, and Bridgeport making their presence known here in the third quarter.
That one had some authority to it as well.
Some stank on it.
It did.
Here's Alex Hampton. Gets it into Kamani Jackson. Alexia O'Connor will take a three-pointer, and it's good.
And that's how you answer if you're Molloy. O'Connor starting to heat up a little bit, knocking down that right wing three, tying the score at 42.
One of the Joe Hutter Holiday Inn Express Rockville Center Lynbrook keys of the second half. Go there anytime you need a nice place to stay. And here is Khadijah Dixon, and she's discharged from the basketball, and it'll be a kickball going against Bridgeport, and Molloy gets it.
Molloy is causing numerous turnovers here in this third quarter. We'll take a look what the totals are for each team. That's 15 now for Bridgeport in the game. Molloy just 8 times they've turned it over.
And now here's Alex Hampton. Giving off to Jackson, left corner. She'll drive inside. Cross court, Alexia O'Connor. Thought about a three-pointer and takes it. Front iron, no good. Caution. 3 minutes left to go. We're all knotted up at 42. Kicks it out. Here's LeBlanc Florent. Three-pointer, and it's good. The threes are raining down in the third. 45-42. Purple Knights in front. Now here's Grady. Giving off to O'Connor, left wing. Cross court to Jackson, right wing. The 2-3 zone is being stretched out by the passing of Molloy. O'Connor driving in underneath top of the key. Out to Hampton. In and out on the three-point attempt. And pull down is Ovner. Here's Studdard. Looking for a defender and gets at Leffridge. Driving inside on the right block. Stopped her dribble, passes it out to LeBlanc Florent. Hit that three-pointer for Bridgeport a few minutes ago. Now, back to caution. Florent calling for a screen. Gets it. Stop and pop from left elbow. She's blocked there from Lexi O'Connor. Nice defense there for Molloy. And that will be a foul on number 10, LeBlanc Florent. A little frustration there after being rejected, I assume.
Yeah, and then a hand check. Not a good foul there, as they had plenty of players back, and Grady kind of 1-on-4 almost, trying to make something happen. But nonetheless, just 5. Well, that's team foul number 4, so one more, and Molloy will be shooting the rest of the quarter. Now 2 minutes left.
And now Sophia Ermidou out of Athens, Greece, the sophomore, checks in for Bridgeport, another international talent. And now here's Kamani Jackson putting it up off glass and gets it to roll in, 45-44. 1:48 left to go in this third quarter.
How many times did we see that in the first half? A bunch.
Haven't seen it that much in the second half, and Joe Pelicane wants that to change pretty quickly.
Jackson now has 20.
Here's Stutter driving inside, and another hand check call. And Allie Leffridge gets called for it. That'll be her first foul, so she's played a pretty clean defensive sheet so far tonight. And there to pick off the pass is Kamani Jackson, and she's going to look to go coast to coast on Louise Evner. On the right block, turnaround, spins, can't get it to roll in, but it will stay on this side of the court as it was discharged by Morgan Caution, I believe.
And Jackson, kind of interesting to note, had her career high earlier this season against Bridgeport when she put up 28. That was back on January 14th. Has 20 tonight.
Now here's on the right block is Khadijah Dixon. All alone, no Lions there to guard her. It's 47-44, back to a 3-point lead for the Purple Knights. Checking back in for Molloy is Aaliyah McDonald, who has the ball on the left wing. Gives it back out to Kamani Jackson. She'll take a three-pointer, and it's good. Big shot there. Their 23rd points of the night. Under a minute left to go in this third quarter.
And that's her second highest point total of the year. Something about Bridgeport brings out the best in Kamani Jackson.
Now here's Dixon looking to answer back. Just had the last 2 points. Here's Studdard. Three-pointer straight away is no good. And the rebound is out to Innocence Grady. 40 seconds left to go. She's going to take on 3 defenders with a teardrop and nails it. 48-47. Pretty moves from the point guard. I don't believe that'll be her first couple of the night.
It will.
Under 30 seconds left to go. About a half-second differential on shot and game clock.
Well, Grady has 5. She knocked down a 3 as well earlier.
It's the first three-pointer of the night, I believe. There's Brianna Studdard driving inside from the left wing, and she gets it to roll in. 49-48, back and forth we go as the waning seconds of the third quarter tick off. Here's Aaliyah McDonald, and she's a skip to my Lou as she'll take a prayer right underneath the three-point line. And it's a 1-point advantage for Bridgeport going into the final frame. Well, it's been a lot of fun so far here at Quealy Gymnasium. Me and Joe Hutter will be right back with all the action as the conclusion of this Molloy-Bridgeport game is coming to an end.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Not only does Jake's have great food and drinks, but it features Sunday brunch too. Free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for only $10. Spend your next Sunday brunch at Jake's, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Mercy Medical Center and South Island Orthopedic Group are the proud medical providers of Molloy College Athletics. They are committed to serving the community with state-of-the-art compassionate health care. You can reach them at 516-62-MERCY or on the web at www.mercymedicalcenter.chsli.org.
Back here at Greeley Gymnasium, the Purple Knights, a 1-point advantage over your Molloy Lions. Hello, everybody. Andrew Fertitta and Joe Hutter. We have all your action all night long, as coming up after this, it'll be the men's team for Molloy taking on the men's team for Bridgeport. But nonetheless, we have a firecracker of a game to go to. 49-48 is our score. Molloy able to inch back in that third quarter as a deep air ball from Innocence Grady goes nowhere, and Bridgeport has possession. Let's get you those lineups. It'll be Ermidu, Luis Ovner, Morgan Caution, Brianna Studdard, and Khadijah Dixon out there for the Purple Knights. Studdard had her pass tipped by Alexia O'Connor. Now Ermidu thought about a deep three-pointer and had her. That one will come from Brianna Studdard. No good. McDonald picks up the board. Now after Alexia O'Connor thought about a three-pointer, she'll take a 17-footer and a laser, able to nail it. 50-49 is our score. 9 minutes left to go in this one.
Good shot there. I think she almost made the harder shot. She was more open for the three and almost drew the defenders to her with the pump fake, but still able to connect on the nice left elbow jumper.
It'll be Grady, O'Connor, Kamani Jackson, McDonald, and Perlmutter out there from Molloy. Now here's Dixon at the three-point line, and she'll take a shot off front iron. No good. Rebound there to Perlmutter. McDonald had that last confusing shot of the third quarter and gives it off to Innocence Grady. Back iron three-pointer is no good. Brianna Perlmutter not able to pick up the board, and Brianna Studdard will take it up. She's just a whirling dervish out there, able to get the basketball over to Khadijah Dixon, and there'll be a no-shot foul call on the court, and it'll go against.
I think they'll say that one actually was on the floor, too. Yeah.
That'll go up against number 24, Aaliyah McDonald. And coming back into the game is Evelyn Ovner for Ermidu. And a 16-footer from Morgan Caution's no good, and rebound there is Alexia O'Connor. 8:12 left to go in this one. It's been a fun one so far. A lot of back and forth scoring. Now here's Alexia O'Connor giving off to Kamani Jackson. Driving inside around a couple defenders and airballs it. And the rebound is picked up there by Dixon. Here's Studdard, left wing. Back to Dixon, thought about a three-pointer, gives it back to Studdard. The handles on this one as she drives in the left block, can't get the shot to roll in. And it will stay on this side of the court as Molloy unable to pick up a clean rebound. And some referees are talking it over. And not sure what that was about, but either way, it'll be Bridgeport basketball. Gets it over to Morgan Caution inside. Now here's Luis Ovner. Oh, that's a quick jump ball. And it'll stay on Bridgeport's side either way, but that was a quick whistle from the referee.
Wow. Certainly was.
You sound as shocked as I am.
Yeah. Just 10 to shoot now, too. Molloy gets that possession hour back.
And here is Studdard. 6 seconds left to go, and she'll take a shot. 18-footer, sky-high rebound there by Kamani Jackson. Here's Innocence Grady driving around a couple defenders, kicks out to Aaliyah McDonald. Now looking for a pass to Grady on the right block and gets it there. And she'll pull it back out to McDonald at the Molloy M. Back to Grady. She'll take a three-pointer off front iron. The rebound there is taken by Morgan Caution, just gives it right back to Innocence Grady. Now here's Kamani Jackson.
Molloy has plenty of time. Don't forget the fresh 30 there. Looked like Jackson trying to rush a little bit there.
Now back to O'Connor, all alone, right wing three, nails it! 53-49, 4-point lead for Molloy, and they've come all the way back.
O'Connor 13 points now, all in the second half.
And that's because you gave her your Holiday Inn Express Rockville Center Lynbrook key of the second half. Here we go is Kamani Jackson defending Khadijah Dixon, and they're calling for an offensive foul. Bridgeport doesn't like it. They're going to call a timeout. 6:33 left to go in this fourth quarter.
30-second timeout. We'll keep things here, but this has been, Molloy knocking down some shots. They haven't been able to go inside as much as I thought they would with hitting those shots and all, but still, Drew, you have to like what you see here from the Lions as O'Connor hitting with confidence now. And my mistake, she had 2 in the first half, so 11 here now in half number 2. 3 players for Molloy in double figures, still led by Kimani Jackson's 22, but Grady getting involved a little bit. She has 5 this half. Jackson is still putting up some good numbers. Lethbridge yet to score here in half number 2, but overall the defensive intensity is there. The shot selection, the ball movement, much better.
So it'll be 3 timeouts left for Bridgeport, 2 for Molloy, as there's 6:30 left to go in this final quarter at Quealy Gymnasium. 53-49 is their score as well, and they're going to call a foul on number 42. That'll be a 4th one.
That's a huge foul.
That is a big foul.
From 40 feet from the basket.
That is very confusing.
If you're Molloy, you go attack her right now with Kimani Jackson. You try and get her to get that 5th foul and knock her out of the game.
Now here's Kimani Jackson on left wing off to McDonald straight away. Takes a couple steps underneath the 3-point line. Can't get it to roll up in. 6:10 left to go. 4-point lead for Molloy, as chance of special ring out from the Bridgeport bench. And here's Morgan Caution giving it off to Khadijah Dixon on the right elbow. Gets Aaliyah McDonald to move her feet and skies around her, looking for the layup and can't get it to go. 53-49, under 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Now here's Grady, left wing 3, and she nails it once again. Innocence Grady's heating up, and it's good news for Molloy fans. 56-49, 5:30 left to go.
I tell you, Drew, not shy in this second half is Innocence Grady, knocking down a couple of 3-pointers, also a basket from the interior, but she is just not taking these shots with confidence and getting a good number of them to fall.
That's 8 points now for Grady, as someone finally took the lid off that thing. 56-49 is our score. That'll be a foul against Kimani Jackson, her second. It'll be on the court, and Evelyn Ovner wisely will take a seat before she gets her 5th foul. Now here's Louise Ovner, getting it off to Caution, now started left wing. Dribbles right. Now she's top of the key, guarded on by Aaliyah McDonald. Dixon straight away. Ball over her head, back out to Louise Ovner. Ovner guarded on it by Innocence Grady. She'll take a 17-footer, no good. And the rebound there is picked up by Brianna Studdard, and she cannot finish. Brianna Perlmutter pulls down the board. That was an ugly possession, and it gets uglier as Innocence Grady knocks the ball off the back of her legs. And Aaliyah McDonald just comes over and tells her to hold it. And that'll be a travel, actually.
I'm not sure she ever had possession of it. She kind of went to the floor and moved, but I don't ever think she really grabbed the ball to move with it. I know that's usually the go-to call with officials whenever you see that kind of play happen, but right there, nonetheless, that's an important turnover. Molloy with a 7-point lead with the basketball here and 4:43 on the game clock.
Well, nonetheless, it's still a 7-point lead for Molloy after that confusing series of events on the last play. Now here's Aaliyah McDonald, right wing. Gets it off to Perlmutter. Fadeaway jump shot is good on the left block. Pretty moves from Perlmutter. Haven't seen those tonight. 58-49 is our score, under 4:30 left to go in this one. Now here's Studdard. And she is wrapped up by Innocence Grady. And that'll go against Bridgeport, and it'll be Molloy basketball.
This Molloy defensive effort in the second half has been very good, Drew. This is a team that we've seen struggle in this time in the game the last few games or so, but they've really come out and looked strong. Whatever they said at halftime after that third quarter, just maintaining the high-octane defense has been really good.
Here's Innocence Grady, because why not on the right block? Can't get it to roll in. 58-49, under 4 left to go. Here's Khadijah Dixon driving baseline, kicks it out to LeBlanc Florent, who just checked in. Now here's Florent, a deep three-pointer, nothing on the shot, and it's a foul call on the court. And that'll be against, I believe,
on Perlmutter. I think she kind of knocked down
number 20, Brianna
LeBlanc Florent.
Thank God for Molloy, it wasn't on the shot.
Well, she's not sure what she did there, and I think they just got their feet tangled up. The official was right there. Perhaps almost everybody getting tangled.
Aaliyah McDonald looking like Richard Sherman on that hook, and she takes it coast to coast and lays it in, 60-49. I mean, Aaliyah McDonald's eyes there. She baited that pass and then jumped in front of her, the incoming passee, I would say, and just absolutely picked it off. And then LeBlanc Florent passes it to nobody.
And it'll be a full timeout for Bridgeport coming up here as well.
And we'll step aside. 11-point lead for Molloy. 3:26 left to go. You're listening to Molloy Lions basketball, Molloy Lions Sports Network.
MolloyLions.com is your official online home for Molloy College athletics. Game recaps, highlights, stats, exclusive stories and interviews, and much, much more. All on your online home for Molloy College athletics, www.MolloyLions.com.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Not only does Jake's have great food and drinks, but it features Sunday brunch too. Free hot cereal and coffee or tea with any entree, plus bottomless Bloody Marys and mimosas for only $10. Spend your next Sunday brunch at Jake's, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
60-49 is our score. Molloy pulling out in front with a big fourth quarter here at Cooley Gymnasium. Andrew Fertitta alongside my partner in crime and friend and colleague and former Hofstra alum Joe Hutter. 3:26 left to go in this final frame. And we'll get you those lineups. It will be Aaliyah McDonald or Richard Sherman. Not sure. They wear the same number, 24. And Alexia O'Connor, Kimani Jackson, Innocence Grady, who's starting to feel it, and Brianna Perlmutter. As well as for the Purple Knights, Louise Uvner out there, as well as Khadijah Dixon, Brianna Perlmutter, and Morgan Caution. And there's Aaliyah McDonald, who's fired up, pulling down that rebound on the shot attempt from Bridgeport.
And the foul called on Lucchese there.
And number 51, that was the name I was searching for. Nonetheless, here we go. 3:10 on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock. Innocence Grady with the basketball in her hands. Kicks it out on the right block to Brianna Perlmutter and gets it to roll again. Brianna Perlmutter with a little pick and pop from the right block, 62-49, under 3 left to go.
It's been all Molloy this quarter. They've really taken advantage of some good defensive stops, some turnovers, and then they've been able to knock down some shots as well as work the ball down low, like we saw there. Doing everything right.
Here's Brianna started, gives it off to Dixon on the right wing. Gets a screen from Uvner and goes baseline. Looking for a place to go with the basketball. Alexia O'Connor able to get her hands on it, and it'll be a jump ball. Lots of quick jump balls we've seen from this referee crew tonight. But nonetheless, it's do or die time for Molloy, and that means Evelyn Uvner has to be out on the court. 2:31 left to go.
And literally probably the best thing that they could do here is bring her back.
And the pass is picked off. Here's Kimani Jackson all on the left block and gets it to roll in. So the Molloy Lions have really pulled away. It's 64-49 now as we wait for the scoreboard to update.
And, Drew, they've caused 23 turnovers so far in this game. That is the difference. They've turned it over 10 times. They've caused 23, and they've gotten 27 points off of those 23 turnovers.
That is alarming. That's plus 13 in the turnover column. Joe Pelicane will have a smile on his face after this one, after it seemed like there was lots of points in this one where his team looked maybe lethargic and interested at times, but have really kicked it into gear and stepped it up. They know what's on the line. ECC tournament play. And they got their game faces on with the final 2 minutes in this game. Here's LeBlanc Florent. Gives it off to Dixon. Straight away, three-pointer front iron. No good. Grady pulls down the board. And she'll take it up. Aaliyah McDonald is fouled there by Khadijah Dixon.
And that's the 5th team foul. It's free throws coming up.
So at this point, Bridgeport's going to trade free throws for possession.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's the 3rd team foul. Looking at the Molloy fouls, not the Bridgeport fouls.
Now here's Grady. She's driving inside on Brianna Studdard. Looking for a place to go. Gives it up to Jackson right at the three-point line and looking for McDonald. And it goes off her hands, and a turnover there from Molloy, something you can't have when you have this big of a lead. 1:41 left to go in this game. Here's Studdard giving it off to Louise Zovner. Now inside to Evelyn Ovner. And she's rejected from behind by Kamani Jackson.
Good job by Perlmutter, kind of patrolling that near side of the basket, and then Jackson, as soon as Upner tried to go around with that reverse layup there on the far side of the basket.
Perlmutter is a player that if you can get some consistent minutes and some consistent offense from her, could be a really invaluable tool for Joe Pelicane's club. As it'll be a foul there on number 12, Brianna Studdard. The 4th team foul now for Bridgeport. Here's O'Connor looking to inbound it. He gets it over to Leah McDonald. And Bridgeport's sideline wants a step out call on Leah McDonald. Doesn't get it. Here's Alexia O'Connor on the right wing. And is Bridgeport going to foul, or they're going to just let them take the timeout? And there it comes. Innocence Grady.
Grady now will head to the line for free throws. And on the season, 71% from the line.
And so far tonight, Innocence Grady with 8 points, 2 for 6 from 3, and that'll be a first miss from the foul line. Prophetic Joe Hutter about getting players like Innocence Grady and Alexia O'Connor going in the second half, and they've been really the difference maker as Grady goes 0 for 2 from the line. Here's Khadijah Dixon, left wing. Gives it off to Studdard. She'll take a three-pointer. Back iron, no good. Rebound there, but Dixon on the left block. Can't get her layup to roll in, and it'll be out of bounds. That's the one player that they've done a really nice job on defensively is Khadijah Dixon.
Yeah.
You look at her numbers. She only has 9 points, but it's on 3-11 shooting and 0 for 3 from downtown. And now a prayer from Evelyn Ovner on the right block. No good. And Brianna Studdard there is swatted on the putback.
To call a jump ball there. I think Grady tied her up. Grady's played such a good second half.
Heady basketball, I would say. You know, knowing where you have to be, knowing what kind of plays you need to make, and got to give her a lot of credit as she's quickly fouled there by Brianna Studdard.
So she'll head back to the line. Stoddard now has 4.
We'll take a look on the upcoming schedule for Molloy. You got Dowling next, who were just defeated by these Purple Knights. And then Damon, that's on the 26th of February, and on the 27th, a back-to-back with Robert Wesleyan right here at Rockville Center. Will you be doing any of those games?
I'm not sure.
You got to talk to your agent.
Only time will tell. That's it. If they can work out a good deal for me, I might be here. If not, that's...
The first shot from Innocence Grady is no good, so that's 3 straight misses from the line. 45 seconds left to go, and the second one is up, and good. There we have it. So 66-49, 17-point lead for Molloy. As you know, it was a really hard, tough battle for the Lions here tonight, and they should be happy about this victory. Here's Louise Ovner saying, "Not so fast, Mr. Broadcaster." And no shot, I guess.
They just reset the game clock to 38.5. They said a couple seconds too much had come off there.
Okay. Either way, we have basketball resuming and then stopping again as there's another foul on the court.
And you have to think if O'Connor can knock down these free throws and extend the lead to 16 points, I haven't seen too many teams come back from 16-point deficits in 30 seconds.
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I would venture to say that you're right. You're a smart-looking guy. I got to take a word for it. And the first shot is no good, Alexi O'Connor. And guys, stick right here on Molloy Lions Sports Network because Andrew and Joe will be entertaining you all night as we have the men's game. I'll be giving off the play-by-play reins to my friend here, to my left, Joe Hutter. And the second shot is good, 67-52.
I wouldn't mind if the listeners and viewers took a quick dinner break.
Is that what we're going to do as well, probably?
We could.
I think we should. And there is a foul call on the court, excuse me. So it will be Molloy basketball once again. As this game come to a grinding halt, 67-52. Get you some of those numbers from Molloy. After not a lot of outside scoring, it seems like their whole bench woke up in the second half. 14 from Alexi O'Connor. Innocence Grady with 10 of her own. And once again, a big night for Kamani Jackson after 28 in the first matchup against Bridgeport, 24 here tonight. And they're just going to be resigned to dribble it out. 3, 2, 1. Innocence Grady trying to pad the stats. 67-52. Molloy Lions come away with the victory. And no, they don't want it to end. They want one more second on the game clock, and it'll be Bridgeport basketball. And there it goes. So I'm going to do this call again. 67-52. Molloy coming away with a victory as it was a hard-fought one. They come in trailing at halftime by a point, but they were trailing nonetheless. And a gritty effort in the second half led by Innocence Grady, Alexia O'Connor, and they come away with the W.
They do, and it's really the play in the second half. They got Grady and O'Connor involved after Jackson and Lethbridge had really carried the way in the first 20 minutes of play. But, Drew, you have to like what you saw from this team, especially down the stretch. The ability to finally finish a game, something they haven't done all that well of late, as Molloy, from a schedule standpoint, now looking good in terms of holding on to that fifth and final spot. But you look at the schedule here the rest of the way, it's Dowling on the road and then back-to-back home contests, Damon and Roberts Wesleyan. So if you're Molloy, you're hanging on to that 6th seed in the ECC. You just swept Bridgeport on the season after beating them at their place back in January. And this is a good win, a win that you needed to have if you were to come away with a playoff spot in the ECC. And still plenty of work to do, but you always like the feeling of being able to control your own destiny, and that's what Molloy did for themselves here tonight. And just some of the final leaders. 4 players in double figures. Jackson with 24, O'Connor 14, Lethbridge and Grady with 10 apiece. Jackson and Grady a little quiet in that second half, but it didn't matter because they got other players involved, and that's ultimately what it came down to. Evelyn Ovner, sure, she had 15 points, but not able to have the same kind of success she had in the first half. Louise Ovner, 11 rebounds. She was a force to be reckoned with down low, but just not enough offensive firepower for this Bridgeport team as they fell 15 points shy.
So once again, 67-52, Molloy coming away with the victory. And we have another couple scores going on in the ECC. District of Columbia is leading Mercy by 5 with under a minute left to go in the fourth. And there will be another game coming up while we're doing the men's basketball game for Molloy, Dowling at Queens College. So there's definitely some more shuffling could be going on inside of the ECC before this night is over. And this night is still young. We're going to be right back with the post-game show, breaking down all the stats, analysis, not highlights, but we'll have way more. We're going to describe it, all what we've seen on the court and what you should be watching on the Molloy Lions Sports Network.
Molloy fans, stay tuned for the Molloy Lions postgame show, presented by Holiday Inn Express, Rockville Center, Lynbrook.
Jake's Steakhouse is a proud sponsor of Molloy Athletics. Jake's features a great deal for Molloy students. Head to Jake's with your Lions Land card from Monday through Saturday and get 10% off your order. Only at Jake's Steakhouse, 2172 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
It's the Molloy Lions postgame show, presented by Holiday Inn Express, Rockville Center, Lynbrook, and it starts right now.
The sultry tones of the one and only Julian Coltrane, who's working down in D.C. for the Washington Capitals, as we welcome you on in to the Holiday Inn Express, Rockville Center, Lynbrook. And we'll thank Jake's Steakhouse for all the promotional guidance in the halftime show that led Molloy and us to that victory, 67-52. Bringing on my partner in crime, Joe Hutter. Once again, Molloy improves to 9-16 on the year, 8-9 in ECC play. And folks, that's the record you want to look at. Out of conference is great. You can travel to all these different places. It's nice, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, it's about the ECC, and Molloy handled their business tonight, welcomed in the Bridgeport Purple Knights. We're trailing by a couple points at halftime, 33-31, with only 2 scorers in double digits, but that is a completely different tale than what we saw at halftime now.
Well, you take a look at it, and the one stat that really jumps off the page for me is turnovers. It's turnovers and assists that, I guess, go against them. Molloy, 16 assists. They turn the ball over 12 times. That's respectable. That's about, once every 4 minutes you turn the ball over a 40-minute game, maybe a little higher than that. Okay, you can kind of live with that. Bridgeport, 9 assists to 24 turnovers. That is not going to get the job done. Sloppy with the basketball really throughout the game, because in the first half they had 10, 12 turnovers. In the second half they kind of poured it on a little bit more, but you have to be ecstatic if you're Molloy with the way the defense played, with the way you stepped up. I think the one thing you kind of look to improve on and have to improve upon going forward, Drew, is the rebounding numbers, getting out-rebounded by 12. But other than that, the shooting percentage, 41% as a team, is pretty good. You held Bridgeport to 32% as a team, but you can't allow good teams in this conference to get second and third chance opportunities. They did a little bit today to Bridgeport, but Bridgeport has had its struggles as well. Now you're a full game or a game and a half, over the team you just beat.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the rebounding numbers. Bridgeport, against their last game against Dowling, they had 53 rebounds. They had 49 today. They have over 100 rebounds in the last 2 games. But the problem was the outside scoring. Evelyn Ovner, 15 points. But then you look at who else? A couple of 8s from Morgan Caution and Brianna Studdard. 9 points from Khadijah Dixon. It was just not enough to deal with the throughout depth scoring that we saw on the Molloy side. The leading scorer for them was Kamani Jackson with 24 points to go along with 6 boards, a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. 14 points from Alexi O'Connor, who really felt it from 3. Had as many as Bridgeport had with 3 of 6 from downtown, as well as Innocence Grady. 10 points of her own. 2 of 6 from downtown, 3 from 8 from the field. So really got to give credit to Molloy. They stepped up in the second half, did what they needed to do, and this is a victory I think you can really put it towards the next game and looking towards those ECC postseason tournaments, because you know what? As broadcasters, we want to be there. As players, they want to be there. That's what it's all about.
It is, and this is a good win to move forward. You put Queens out of your memory bank, the 8-point loss a couple nights ago. You come away with a good, solid 15-point win here over a Bridgeport team that, on paper, let's put it simply, you should win. This is a game you have to win if you want to continue on in this conference and move forward to postseason play, and they did that. You have to take care of business down the stretch. Molloy did. They had a couple of different players really, give them some good shifts here tonight, and that's all you can expect. You just make sure you don't turn the ball over, play good defense, and knock down the shots when you can, get multiple players involved, and they had 4 in double figures. So there you have it. The deep scoring opportunities from the second half of Molloy really propelled them, to this victory, 67-52, as they inch closer towards a ECC postseason berth, which is something they haven't seen in about a couple years now. 67-52 is the final score. Once again, Andrew Fertitta and Joe Hutter had a great time with you for that women's basketball game, but please do not go anywhere. We have the men's basketball game coming up in just a bit, as the men's team looking to fight for an ECC berth as well against the Bridgeport Purple Knights. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned to the Molloy Lions Sports Network.